So obviously I'm a creator, but first and foremost, I'm a wrestling fan. And to define it even more, I'm a Bray Wyatt fan. And I have sat and watched the top content from the top creators talking about Bray Wyatt and the White Rabbit and all that kind of stuff and all the theories that come along with it. And one thing is the common theory right now is that Bray Wyatt will have a faction, the Wyatt Six. Some people imply with the puppets being 4, Fiend, and then the new Bray Wyatt, that makes 6. That could be the new Wyatt Six. So it could be. But forget the puppets, forget all of that and who could play them. On the thumbnail of the video, I actually put the 6 people I think in my fantasy booking I would book to be the Wyatt Six. And I'm going to explain to you why I've put these 6 people. Obviously, Bray Wyatt. We all know Bray Wyatt, right? Erick Rowan is the first one. And I think this makes a lot of sense. Bringing back someone you know and trust from the Wyatt family days just makes a lot of sense in a new style Wyatt family, if that's the version you're going to go for with this new faction, if the faction's even going to be a thing. Bo Dallas makes a lot of sense too, because he is the real-life brother of Bray Wyatt. Now, I was very lucky in April when I met Bray Wyatt to also meet Taylor, and Bo was talking to me about wanting to work with Bray, and it's something he's always wanted to do. This could be the perfect opportunity, and with Bray having some creative control, creative freedom, maybe we could still see the Rotunda brothers in WWE. There's been a lot of talk recently that Bo Dallas is potentially on his way back to WWE, and if that comes true, that then makes sense. Liv Morgan. I know we've spoken about this in the past, Liv being Sister Abigail and the teasers she did on social media, and I just wonder if there's something there now. Because at Extreme Rules, we saw this weird Liv Morgan, very angry, very dark, looked like she's about to snap, which is explainable because she just lost her dream. Her dream was to be a WWE champion. She achieved it, and now she has to evolve because she's had her dream. What is the new character? And I do wonder if we could get a more dark, evil Liv Morgan. You literally can't spell evil without Liv. It just then makes a lot of sense that maybe she could be the female of the group with the Wyatt family. I really think a dark character portrayed by Liv could work. And the other 2 on the thumbnail you may not know are Vincent and Dutch, the Righteous from Ring of Honor. Now, there was news yesterday that they was actually backstage at Monday Night Raw. If you don't know who they are, it's definitely worth checking them out on social media. Obviously, you're on YouTube. Just search for The Righteous, search for Vincent and Dutch. Have a look at some of their matches because I watched them in Ring of Honor. They're really, really good. Vincent's just finishing up a run with Impact. They're very good. And there's been a lot of comparisons with The Righteous and the Wyatt family. And I think that kind of comparison has got fans interested in what they could do together. Dutch, literally, you put him in WWE, he could be that giant silent killer. It makes a lot of sense. Vincent, oh my God, the body of Vincent, if there's anyone that ever screams should be in the Wyatt family, it's Vincent, right? I mean, the dude literally gets compared to Bray Wyatt the whole time I see him on social media. So I can understand maybe you want to draw that kind of comparison. We know they've been photographed together recently just before Bray Wyatt's return. So we know Bray, Vincent, Dutch, we know they are friends. Could it be a thing? Only time will tell. But this was me fantasy booking my 6 people I would put in the Wyatt Six faction, if the faction even is a thing. Who would you put, though? Let me know your fantasy Wyatt Six in the comments down below. Let's look at some other people. I think a lot of people will say Karrion Kross. I get that. I kind of feel like Kross should be one of those people who goes against the Wyatt Six, though. Establish Karrion Kross as someone who can beat members of the Wyatt Six. That's perfect, I think, for him. T-Bar or a revamped Dominik Dijakovic would also make a lot of sense. He hasn't been seen much on WWE TV, and I think out of all the members of Retribution, I think he was one of the characters which people enjoyed the most. The look, the presentation, how the character felt. Giving him another dominant character might make a bit of sense. I know because of their previous history, people will instantly say Alexa Bliss. And I think Alexa could definitely be a candidate to fill that female role. Obviously, I fantasy booked Liv Morgan, but you could book Alexa Bliss. It's not an issue. It does depend, though, on the story that comes from what happened at WrestleMania. Whether this was late booking, change of booking, whatever, the genius of Bray Wyatt will make this a part of his future story. So if it's against Alexa Bliss thing, maybe you don't put them together. And if you don't, maybe you put Alexa Bliss with Braun Strowman. They have history together. It makes sense that therefore they might team up against members of the Wyatt Six. Braun being the black sheep as well. Maybe you could have Bray Wyatt blame Braun for some of the reasons the Wyatt family failed. Dexter Lumis. Now, this one does make a lot of sense to me because you run into a massive brick wall with Dexter, mainly because he's a great character, but he doesn't speak. And I do wonder how long that will last and be over for with the casual viewer. And I think having someone as a mouthpiece for him, having him in the background a little bit, but having Bray Wyatt able to send him out to go and destroy someone makes a ton of sense and gives him a new lease of life character-wise. So I can definitely see why people will say Dexter Lumis. If you've watched the vignettes recently or anything on my channel, you know we've been talking about this. This is an image that keeps flashing up during the new Bray Wyatt promos, and it's of a rabbit creature. And obviously we assume it's female. It looks female from our assumption. Could that be a sign that there definitely is someone else? I don't know. Wyatt 6 might not even be a thing. Bray might be completely solo, but literally at this stage we know nothing. And I said this on Sunday, we know nothing. And because we know nothing, it allows us to go wild with our theories. So let me know your fantasy Wyatt 6 in the comments section down below. Go and check out some of those creators I shouted out at the start of the video as well, because some of the stuff they talk about Wyatt is very, very interesting. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace!